my goodness, I am so happy that you are here. So this is sort of an installment of like what you need to attract. Right now we're looking at what you need to attract abundance into your life. I also did one where we could like attracting love, like romantic love. I might even do one for like peace or something. Like how I realized kind of I like the idea of actually the readings being practical. I mean, and I'm still gonna do other types, but I want it to be practical as well. Like if you're like worried about or like there's something that you're aiming for, I want to be able to help you with that. So this is all about abundance. We're attracting abundance, and I'm using like the toppers, and I'll still use it, but like more than just the toppers. But this is by V Love in Tarot, and it is her colorology oracle deck. So if you like it, you can definitely find it on Etsy. She also has an eBay as well. And please do check out her channel as well, because she has an awesome, like she does awesome readings. Currently she's doing love readings, but she does all sorts of stuff. Yeah. So welcome, my friends who are new. Thank you for giving me a chance. I really do appreciate that. And thank you for those of you stuck with me for a while as I go through. I go through getting a little sick in here and doing or sometimes just like feeling energy drainage. But we're back and we're enjoying ourselves. So let me show you each pile. So this is gonna be pile 1. I like it. I actually like all of these, and I thought they really did represent abundance, and it's the best form. So yeah, this is pile 2, and this is going to be pile 3. So we have some. I already have some, but I'm going to, actually do it during the reading as well. So it's not like I like to pick some oracle cards and tarot, but then I like to add to it. So. Oh, thank you. All right, let's go ahead. Take a deep breath in. Close our eyes. Clear our mind. Oh, I actually maybe even just ask, like, what can we do to attract our abundance? And now as you open your eyes and exhale, choose whichever pile draws you to it. All right, let's do this. Hello, my friends from group 1. Oh my goodness, you chose the banana bread. Well, actually, no, not banana bread, banana pancakes. Or just banana color, which I love it. It's health, happiness, and good times. And this is what we're going to do is like, can you attract more abundance? We're going to see what you're doing that's like attracting more abundance, which although you can, it's probably obvious. And then what's kind of also blocking you, like that actions that you're doing that is also blocking you, or maybe not actions, but just maybe thought processes. So let's see the overall here, what we can do. Okay, so look at this. We do have okay, so let's look at first. I want to focus on the banana, which is this beautiful cream. You almost see, if you actually, I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't really see it, but in the background here, there's kind of like a star. I feel like that's something that's important. It's sort of like listening to your own, to me, it's sort of like being guided by your true north, by your, yeah. So I'm feeling like it's almost like, whew, and I have a doozy for you here, because I feel like it's almost, with the leap here, it's almost like you're doing something that you don't really love. It's sort of like it feels like your soul and your heart, and I almost feel like your solar plexus is also, it's calling you out to do something different. It's sort of might be even something like with the mystical, with the star there, or maybe with like cooking something like that. I feel like you're being called. The true abundance comes from, I really do feel like following your own like true north here, not just what you think is going to bring you money. So I understand this a lot because a lot of like time we focus more on the like, what can I do to, like here, even the reading is like, what can you do to attract more abundance, more money? So you're being guided like the purpose is the money, but really what I'm feeling is that you are being called to something a little higher than that. You're being called to something bigger is what I'm seeing here. So it's not just like what can you do to, like, bring more abundance, but rather what really fills your soul with joy and happiness. And for some of you, I feel like it's like almost also guiding others. Yeah, so like maybe being a teacher or like a mentor of some kind, or like a life coach. It could be reading cards where you're helping others. It's sort of like your calling is a lot bigger, and the abundance is, it will come with it. There is also like, it's funny because you have the honey here, and you're going, like, the group 2 is also has, like, that's the choice of the honey. I feel like that for me is sort of like, there's hard, like there will be work with it. Like it's not gonna be like it's not gonna be like you're gonna win the lotto here or anything. But that's not what you're looking for, really. You actually want something that's meaningful. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You want something that's meaningful, and so the abundance is very important to you, but the meaningfulness of something is even more important. And I feel like if you pursue that true north, if you pursue that that calling that's deep within you, because this is it. Just I feel it. It's sort of like it's an overwhelming feeling of like purpose, and there's a certain like knowing and joy. There is a sense of a fear there behind it, because I do feel like, whew, it does require that leap of faith. It does require, I almost feel like jumping, because this water is cold. So it's not like a warm ocean. It's sort of like it's sort of like you're jumping into something cold. I almost feel like you're not really sure what to do. But that's okay. It's okay. I feel like we're going to have to feel like there's a sense of maybe closing a door, closing something. Yeah, like it might be where you thought you wanted to do it. Sort of like you're like saying, oh my goodness, and here I am telling you to take a leap of faith here. But I'm not saying that you have to go quit your job or anything like that. If that's what it's like. But what I'm saying is, the priority has to be on like really this soul calling. That's what I'm seeing here. So there is going to be like closing the door, sort of closing. But it feels like there's something more. Like I said, like to me, this is like almost like you're closing on something that was, to me, comfortable. It's not like you're unhappy here. It's just sort of like you're being called to something greater, and that's sort of like you're diving into this ocean. Like it's an expanse. It's like something so big. Versus here, this was kind of confining and constricting. But they're not like closing it in anger or anything, appreciating this, but knowing that you're being called to something bigger. That's big. Let's see what the tarot has for us. Okay. And this is my Mystic Site Oracle, if you want to know. You can find that on Etsy as well. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna keep it there though, so just be aware of that. I'm going through a lot of transitions in my life, or in my thought processes, that's part of the reason why I chose to do this. So I'm seeing here, like, yeah, there is like a big potential here for you. With the Hierophant, it could be, like I said, there's like, I do feel like you have a big calling here. You could be wanting to become a mentor, like something where you're teaching others, where you're helping guide others. That's a possibility for you. If it also feels to me like there is a need here for possibly, especially because, like I said, this is cold, like a cold water for me. It's sort of like you're diving into something that's sort of unexpected, unknown. So maybe for some of you, maybe getting a mentor, This is like how you can attract, like getting a mentor who's already kind of accomplished it, or who's on his way. Because I do feel like very much this Page of Pentacle energy for you, it's sort of like you have to be in the learning process. This is all about like learning, and this is not and like I wish it was like something that's like I can say, oh, it's gonna be like really quick and everything. It's not. I don't feel like this like abundance is going to be like a fast acting, but like I do feel like there will be stability here with it. But you're gonna definitely be needing to learn. But I like what I also love is that there is a great potential here for a lot of abundance for you, from going from the Page to the King of Pentacles. I almost feel like this, and then the Hierophant. So for some of you, maybe it is even here, and this is fascinating to me because the journey even here for you of you like taking that leap and going from, I would say, from zero, like the the full energy, or even like the Page energy, but like from learning from how to start from like zero all the way to like being abundant. That's also going to be something that you're going to need to teach. Even if, let's say, if you're not if you've already taken that leap, although no, but what I'm going to say is that I highly recommend, and this is, if you hear it, and you know it, and it resonates within you, keep like a vlog, or something where you can show your progress, because that's also something that's going to be very important. So actually, yeah, like a vlog or blog, whichever. If you're a writer, you write that way. If you're like you like to do video, do video. But or even pictures, whatever it is, it's sort of like a part of what you're gonna do to attract abundance here. It's also showing others how to attract that abundance. So it's really like, I almost feel like if you can show the progress, that's gonna lead you to another avenue of abundance. And so what I'm seeing here for you is that you actually like, once you choose this path, the true north, what is really your soul calling, and that leap of faith, it's sort of like you're going to, like, there's going to be more avenues for abundance. There's going to be like a whole lot of abundance for you, and it's going to come into different ways. Like I said, this for me feels like I definitely I have to like say that you have to like, for yourself, but also for your future self, you're gonna need to just be like, okay, this is how I mean, like how I gained this. Like, I started from zero and I went all the way to the King of Pentacles, and this is how I did it. Maybe you're gonna write a book about it. Maybe you're gonna like I feel like there's a need for you, like a teaching, and so, but your teaching is also like how your journey went, and even as you go through the journey. So if you haven't like done so, maybe start a YouTube channel about it, or like a IG or whatever it is. But there's something here that like with social media that needs to come through here. And I do have to say that there is a sense of like friendship coming through as well. So maybe if you have a friend who's like, who you see that is actually like, oh, like has gotten more together in terms of their abundance, or like if they're an entrepreneur and you're like, hey, how do you start it? Like starting connecting to that. I feel like you're going to like, but this journey right here, and it's like, that's what I say. It's like it's something bigger here. It's going to also draw more people. Like I could see you celebrating with others. Like, oh, this amazing accomplishment. Whereas I feel like before it was more like you were in more of a competitive or maybe closed off environment. This is going to be something that opens you up. Oof. I see you as I definitely see you as the star here. Really loving this. Really, really, you have no idea how excited I am for this. I'm actually going to go ahead and see like what you can do. Like, what is it that the collective of group one is doing right now that's really helping for them to attract abundance? Okay. And what else? What is the collective of group one doing that is blocking their the abundance coming in? Okay. Oh, interesting. I have to like, and like in here is sort of like this. I think that is so what is helping in your abundance, it's sort of like maybe you're not there because this is like the Nine of Pentacles. It's almost for me like imagining yourself having that abundance. It's sort of like and it's also like you're calling in the abundance. The Nine of Wands is the determination, the perseverance that you're going to go, and you're going to go like you're going to go past. You're going to go like it's going to be more than just. You're going to go above and beyond in whatever it is that you're doing. You have like you'll always be above the rest, and that's a good thing, right? This is a good thing, that determination. But and like there's a sense of creativity, there's a sense of passion. Again, like really connecting to your that calling in here. But we have to acknowledge that there is a sense of fear of scarcity. That is something here that's sort of like that was underneath the card deck, and then like the tower is sort of like there is a fear of scarcity, and that is okay. I almost want to say to you, and that's why it's so important that you, because there's this fear, and understandably so, especially if you're leaping into something unknown, something new and unexpected. There's this why this almost feeling like calling and imagining, affirming, visualizing yourself in this Nine of Pentacles is so important, because it's sort of like you're countering this fear, acknowledging it though, like yes, I'm like there's fear there, but acknowledging that it is. And so what is blocking you here? I'm going to clarify, but I do feel like what might be blocking you is that you want like you're trying to get too many people involved in this. This feels for me like this is something you have to, like, I'm not saying to do it all on your own, but it has to be you. Their collaboration is fine. We even have the Three of Cups here, which is friendship and like I want to say allegiances, alliances, but it's really you who has to make this. So I feel like it's almost like you're trying to get too many people's approval. It's like, or not even approval, but like, hey, should I do this? Am I doing, like, you're trying too hard to like, oh wait, should I do this? I feel like it's like you have to trust yourself. You have to trust your intuition. And yes, go look for guidance, but it has to be a mentor. Like if you're looking for guidance, yes, being like friends and everything and seeing what it is, but somebody who already or is close to achieving what you want, a mentor, not necessarily somebody who's also like maybe struggling with their stuff. That's not who you're going to need. To somebody who has already kind of accomplished it a little bit, because you're needing guidance in that way. Not to say that collaborating is bad. It's just sort of like I feel like it's sort of like you're waiting on something or waiting on people, when it's really you have to kind of do the work. And here it is. It's gonna be work, and it's not gonna be an easy peasy thing, but I can see that it's totally worth it for you. So like this Ten of Cups, I'm not I'm like, it doesn't make sense why is this Ten of Cups there? Yeah, perspective. So the Hangman is clarifying the Ten of, so okay, I think I'm sort of like, I'm like, why is it because maybe for some of you it's sort of like you're like, if I do this right, then I'm sacrificing this, like, because this is something that maybe you want. This is the family, the happiness, the happily ever after, and that's totally cool, because I feel like you can have this and then you can have this. It's really how you it's about shifting your perspective. Yeah, really, because one doesn't, you don't have to necessarily like cut off one over the other. You can still like take that leap of faith. You can still do all these things. Again, being the student, learning, like you can do things. Okay, thank you. But the more important thing is you have to, like, I think that's something that we all forget. We think that we go from A to Z right away. Like it might not, this might take you several years. I'm sorry. Maybe I should have been like quick attracting abundance. But I do feel like the abundance is here for you. It'll be incrementally increasing. And once, like I said, if you can really like record the progress from going from zero to like from the Page of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles to even the Hierophant, like you're going to be the Hierophant. There's a new avenue of income for you, for like abundance coming through here. So this may take a while. So I'm not saying, oh, Jojo, put this in the back burner. I'm like, no, this is important to you. If this is important to you, family and happiness and the happily ever after, don't think that you have to like sacrifice it for this, because it isn't. There's, to me, a sense of like, you can have both of them. But you do have to like, there's a shifting of your perspective. I really do like this though. Let's see what, okay. See what we need to do. Just care what can the collective of group one do to help them with this abundance? Like what is to help them attract their abundance? Like what do you do? Birthing a new age and awakening. And then what is it that we have to surrender? That's why I like this one. Surrender in order to allow more abundance to come into the life of group one. Like can the collective of group one, what do they need to surrender to allow more abundance to come in? Okay. Okie dokie. Look at that. Very like strong statements there. Okay. So we have birthing a new age, so birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. And so this is sort of like, you can definitely like, this is for you. I do feel like you are birthing a new age for you, a new creation for yourself. And dreaming, again, this is sort of like, this is coming, like dreaming a new world into being. And it's more than just dreaming though. Like I really want to say that for me, this is like visualizing yourself, doing affirmations. Really, I almost feel like also calling into this abundance into being. Yeah, I feel like that's something else, but it's also like persevering. It's not like you're just like, like with the ups and downs, keep going and stand above the rest in terms of really put in that, I would say like the work into it. A lot of people give up. I know. Many times you have no, like if you actually do like how many things I've started and gone and through and I'm like, nope. I do that a lot. I get that. But like people who persevere and like, keep going, they stand out. Like that's sort of what I feel like. And that's where you're headed, my friend. Awaken, so energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. And it's a sort of like, again, it's sort of like a new way of being. I almost feel like you're saying to yourself, I give up this like scarcity. I give up the 5 of Pentacles and I'm headed for the 9 of Pentacles. And not only are you heading for the 9 of Pentacles, you go through the Page of Pentacles, but you go to the King of Pentacles. Like this is you, this is your calling, but it's sort of like you're closing the door on, yeah, I have to say scarcity on I want to say like not necessarily poverty, but maybe poverty thinking, or maybe thinking of like scarcity, because the 5 of Pentacles, oh, thank you. The 5 of Pentacles is a very important card because it seems like you're alone. It seems like there's nobody there and you're like out there, but right there, right behind you, right there. If you ask for help, it is available to you. And especially here, it's like, this feels like a big thing. It feels like a soul calling. So if you're feeling like you're left out in the dark, if you're feeling like that, turn around, ask God. If you believe in God, ask God for help. If you believe in like ancestors, ask your ancestors for help. If you believe in angels, ask your angels for help. They are there. You are never ever alone. That's one of the things that I can tell that might be a lesson for you in this process. And I could almost hear you doing your vlog, or having your blog about where you're teaching others about how you went from the 5 of Pentacles all the way to like the King of Pentacles, right? Like this abundance that you have. And one of the things I hear you saying and so beautifully stating is that, yeah, they're never really alone. And I feel like that is such a beautiful lesson to learn as you grow your abundance. Whew. When I did this, I didn't know it was going to be so in depth, but I'm very I like these readings. I hope you did too. So what do we need to do to surrender? What do we need to surrender? Surrender the drama. No matter how emotionally charged the situation, remain calm and don't contribute to the drama. Staying centered will help resolve the issue more quickly. So if other people, whether it's yourself or others, like there's drama there, it doesn't necessarily involve you. You don't have to get into it. And a lot of us, we tended to go in there because, well, we'll do the other one, and so we'll talk about that. So surrender the idea that you can fix someone. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. And so that's sort of what it is here. It's sort of like if you are being dragged into other people's drama, or it might not even be that they're dragging you into it. It might be that you know, because you have this, like, I feel like you have a very big heart. You want to help, you want to save people. And then the thing is, and I get that, because that's how I used to be too. You can't save people. You just can't. And in the process of you trying to like fix or trying to like save someone, right? It's sort of like first you're probably like putting all that energy, putting your own energy there. It's very like you have the best intentions, but it's also at the same time you're blocking this person from being able to rise above by themselves. Like, you know, like you I feel like are doing that. Like you're like, okay, I've decided to change my life. I've decided to shift and change. It has to come from within you. It can never be somebody else going like, you have to fix yourself. Because you want to know, when somebody says, hey, you know what, you have to fix yourself, you know what we usually react to that? We say, what? We right away, like if somebody said, oh, you have to fix who you are, you're not doing something right. Like even if we agree with that statement, the fact that it's been said in such a way, we will most likely push it away, because we don't, it has to come from within. It's like somebody else saying, hey, you know, it's just like, you're like, huh, what? No. It's a natural reaction. The new reaction would be like, no. And that's the natural thing to do. So you can't fix someone. You can be there. You can support them in terms as they decide to change. You can totally support them. And I feel like you're going to like help teach others to I feel like almost follow their dreams, awaken to their dreams, and follow through, letting go of scarcity, letting go of that struggle for abundance. And you're going to help them move out of that. But first of all, the person has to ask for the help in terms of like they themselves want to shift and like change their reality, right? You cannot say like, oh, you have to change your, like it has to be from within. And in those people, you can totally help, but you're not fixing them. You're helping them to fix themselves. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. And so that I'm not sure if that kind of came into it. I did want to, there's something else. So let's see what guidance, I'm going to actually give you the guidance coming from, okay, yeah, I'll do this one. Actually, no, I'm going to do this one. Sorry. Sometimes I'm less like, oh, let me do this, let me do that. I will. Okay, I'm going to use like 2 affirmations. We're going to affirm. That's 2 affirmations. Okay. Okay. Just trying to find 1. That's a 2. There we go. Sorry, it took me. Sometimes I just decide to do things. And so we're going to use 2 affirmations that are going to help you for the collective of group 1. So what affirmations, what kind of guidance can we get? And so I'm using right now Moon Moth Goddess Mystic Dreams Affirmations, which is a beautiful deck. And I'm also using Love You affirmations by Gifted Soul 777. So guide me, please. What affirmations can the collective of group 1 use to help them? I am present in the moment. And give me affirmations that will help guide them. I am beautiful, powerful, and capable. Okay, and that's this feeling whenever you're feeling like you're not capable. This is very important. And so, I am present in the moment. Sort of like you can't, like I said, you're going to feel like, oh my goodness, I want to be to point Z already, but no, it's got to be the journey here. And especially because I do feel like you're going to show others how to do it as well. I am talented, creative, and intelligent. Oh, I love all these guys. And so those are good ones. Okay, let's see what other affirmations or guidance we can have for that collective of group 1. Other people's opinions about me are none of my business. I do not have to prove myself to anyone. Validation is something that means more coming from me alone. Again, it is sort of like you have to decide. That's the 3 of Pentacles, where you're trying to you're trying to get others to agree with you. And here it's sort of like, nope, these things are coming from you. You have to make that decision. You can't sort of like wait for others to accept. So my dreams are becoming reality, and I do feel like they are. Like your dreams are becoming reality. And it's a big one too. Let's see. Okay, look at that. Oh, this is perfect. Be brave. Be brave. I take a leap of faith, and that's what you do. So maybe that's something that you are working on. And so here we have free will. I am the creator of my own destiny. Free will is the way of my life. Wow. Look, I love this because it actually just goes through everything perfectly. So I hope you liked this reading. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and please do consider subscribing. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for letting me read your cards, and let me know if you actually what is the big dream, because this feels really big. It feels powerful. So I'm curious. But thank you so much. I'm just sending you a giant hug and lots and lots of luck for you on your journey, my friends. Until I see you in the next one. Bye-bye, my dear friends. My friends from group 2. Oh, I am so happy you are here. So let's see what you need to do, what we can do to make you attract more abundance. Okay. Look at that, abundance is here. Okay, so honey, sweetness, prosperity, and healing. Oof. So what I'm seeing here for you, I feel like your abundance is gonna come in. How do I say it? Like there's more to. Okay. So whatever it is that you're doing, there's more than one. How do I say it? Like thing you can do with it. Yeah, like there's more use for the way you create abundance. There's like I want to say there's different avenues. Because there's sweetness, prosperity, and healing, but like because I'm thinking of honey, and honey is a sweetener, but it's also really good for actual healing. Like it has properties that like it's antimicrobial. I think it's also microbial. It's against bacteria. It's against fungal. It has all these properties, right? So it's a healing. It has like there's many ways of like to use honey, and I feel like sort of I want to say that your gift. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. Like sometimes it's like hard to get it all out, but it does come. So your gift like whatever it is, like you have more than one gift, but there's a specific gift here that allows you to be used in different ways. So let's take, if you are like a reader, right? Let's say if you read cards or some, like there is that way of like you can do a YouTube channel, right? You can like here, you can do a YouTube channel. You could also do personal readings. There's also other ways to use your gifts that will help you bring abundance. And so I almost feel like there's also with the sunflower here, it's almost like the abundance also comes from, like, even before the honey is made, there's the pollen here, there's the nectar that the bees make into honey. So there, I feel like there's some abundance or like some opportunity available to you at a more basic level. So again, we're going to take the reading the tarot or something. Maybe you can actually start teaching others how to read the tarot, like, or like that would be something, or maybe creating your own oracle cards. It's basically coming at a certain level that is like, even before the honey is made, there's an abundance to be made here. The protected is quite interesting to me because I feel like it's almost like, I want to say there's two ways I'm seeing this. There's like a sense of protecting your ideas, protecting or protecting, yeah, like your ideas. So like, don't just go blurting them out to everybody. There's also a sense of protecting yourself, especially if you are an energetic worker, or spiritual worker of some kind. There's a sense of protecting yourself. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here as well. Yeah, it's also, oh, sorry, for some of you, there might be, especially if you know how, like maybe teaching others how to protect themselves, especially if you do energetic work, how to protect themselves, how do you protect, yeah, like how to help others learn how to protect themselves. So I feel like there's a lot of ways that you can do it. Even here, if you actually think about honey with the healing properties, it protects. It does protect. It protects us from getting sick, or even when we are sick, it helps us heal the sickness. And so for some of you, I feel like it's almost like possibly, if healing work might be something that you might want to get into. Like it could be with herbs and like apothecary. Green medicine. You could also do Reiki, energetic healing, growing plants. I almost feel like for you though, my group too, it's sort of like you have many talents, and so I'm actually going to tell you to kind of dabble in them all, little by little. Like I feel like there's like abundance coming this way and a little bit abundance coming from this way, like different channels coming all together to create this abundance for you. But like I said, there's a sense of needing to protect your energy and also protect those ideas and with as well. Yeah. Yeah, especially because sometimes we don't know, but there's like people who do get jealous, who get like, oh, understandably so, because I feel like you have a lot to offer the world. And even here you can actually see that there is that sense of, yeah, look at that King of Cups right there is with that even there as well. And so for those of you with this King of Cups, and that could also be with the King of Cups, it is maybe for some of you writing like poetry. And I know it doesn't seem like you're like, how am I going to make money with like poetry? It is, I don't know, in ways that you don't know. I feel like it's creative. It's creating through your emotions, like connecting to that intuition. I do feel like you're very much like you have this like spiritual like qualities to you. And so being able to put that into action, though, with the King of Cups, there's a sense of action coming through here. I do see that Five of Wands, and so the Five of Wands is why I'm also seeing that needed for protection, because I do feel like there's always this, like, there might be others who are competitive. Not that a competition is bad, but it's sort of like that draw you into like scuttles and maybe disagreements, versus, especially when I feel like you are very confident and you're being successful. There is a sense of the Knight of Swords that kind of guides us here. It's actually the focus, and that's really taking action, but taking action from a place of, with the sword, a sense of clarity and purpose. Like, and again, you know how I'm saying that there's like different, like you have many different talents, and then just kind of dabbling in each one. I do feel that that's really actually good for you. And normally, like, I know most people would be like, oh no, you have to focus on one. And I feel like that's not your style. And you dabble on whichever it is that you're the most interested in at that time. Like, go for that, like take that lead, like that action that you need, take that lead. And I do feel like with the Judgment here, there is a sense of, if there's an interest that you kind of dropped before because you're like, oh, whatever reason, and all of a sudden you're just like, I'm really being called to do this again, go with it. It will provide you with this, it will provide you with something. Like, there is this confidence, there's this, I do feel like a victory coming for you. And it's almost like you're so close to that, the world, to achieving what you want. So I would say don't give up. It's okay to dabble. I'm not, so you see the difference is, I'm not saying like drop one and then just go for this one specific. I'm actually saying dabble. So if you're being interested, if you're being called to go to this one, go with that one. And then all of a sudden you're like, you know, I'm not, like you hit a wall there, and you're like, you know what I would really want to do is work on this one. And so you work there, and then you get a wall, and then you can go back to this one, to this project here. And I know it's not a straight line. I don't feel that that's going to be for you. You have, like, I feel like there's just so many gifts you have, and they're all like, and like I said, there's different avenues for you of like abundance coming through. But really, with this, with the sunflower, it's sort of like, even if you can get to the most basic, even before the honey's there's like a possibility for you, like even before it's turned to, like, I want to say gold, the gold of honey. There's something there for you. And that's where a lot of it is. Okay, let's see what is helping you. What is helping the collective of group to gain their, like, attract more to abundance. The star, so healing. Now look at the Knight of Wands, and then there's the Two of Cups, and then usually I just wanted two cards, but you have three. And what is blocking the collective of group to Page of Cups, and then the King of Swords? Interesting to me. Okay. So what is helping you is this sense of healing. I do feel like you could very much be a person who is like a healer in some kind of aspect. So that might be something you want to go into. There's the Knight of Wands again. There's a sense of following through with it. The Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands are, to me, always kind of very similar. There's a fast-moving energy. There's a momentum that is going there. The Knight of Swords is more does things spontaneously. The Knight of Wands has a little bit of spontaneity in them, but it's really what they're being guided through is here with this passion and their desire. And so this is actually important. Like I said, to me, it's sort of like you have a lot of like Knight energy, so there's a lot of movement for you. And so I think you, like I said, you have many different gifts. And so when you kind of go from one to the other, don't feel like you're like, oh, I'm not successful in that. No, it's just sort of like that's just how you create from moving from one idea to another, from doing something like that. But but you keep going back. As long as you keep going back and still improving it, it'll be there. I'm hoping it makes sense. And so then we have the Two of Cups, which is also helping you. There's a sense of harmony here of having the yin and the yang. And so the yin is like the quiet, feminine energy, but it's the quiet, it's the thought, right? It's the idea. And then the yang and here is the fire, the action. So it's from the thought, from the idea into the reality. That's what you have to balance. So maybe before you had like I actually feel like you do have this, because I could see it here that you take action. There's a lot of action, but the King of Cups for me is this kind of like action, but there's also a sense of creation included in there as well. So you're doing this, you're doing good. And so what it is blocking us here though, and this is fascinating to me, that these two are blocking, because it's the King of Swords, it's thinking too much. It's sort of like the King of Swords is also like almost like detached from emotions, and it's also like over like thinking and being too cold. There you have to have the fire. Even honey, if actually you see honey is very much a warm element. It's a warm, yeah, like it has, I would say like a yang energy to it, like a fiery yang energy. This is a cold energy. So need more passion, there's a need for passion. That's kind of how we kind of get through it. And over analyzing things might not be the way to go for you. Again, listening to intuition, listening to your heart. That's what it is. More heart, less like too much mind in there. It's no good. Page of Cups, which is funny because here I would say like the Page of Cups is all about, yeah, emotions. It's about feeling all those emotions, but it's a lack of action. It's sort of like, and even here you have this closed off. And so when I see here is like you have opportunities, but you're closing yourself off. There's too much feeling, too much introversion, if you will. Yeah. How, like, I'm not like, oh my God, I hope it all makes sense. So let's see what is like, what can you do? What can you do to help this abundance come through here? Star Mother, and again, look, it's the star. Okay, and then we have Imramam. Okay. And then we have, let's see what you need to surrender. What do you need to surrender? Okay. Surrendering denial. Surrender to wonder, and surrender your attachment to results. Okay. Let's go ahead. And so here you go, the Star Mother, which is, Star Mother is, how can you mother yourself? And then we have Imram, where are you being called to journey to? And so there's a sense of moving. The star for me is the sense of healing though, but the star is like, how can you mother yourself? So where can you nurture yourself? That's what I'm like. Basically what I'm saying is like, where can you nurture yourself? What, like, you need to nurture, I want to say nurture your dreams, nurture yourself, nurturing, like healing, maybe this healing of like, yes, it's okay. Because and whether or not this makes sense to you or not, I feel like this, the energy I'm getting. You, like I said, I feel like you have many gifts, and I feel like you kind of get called in different directions. And then I feel like usually that was put down on, like that was not something that was like, people say, no, you have to, like, you're maybe they say you're flaky, like, or that you're too flighty. And that's not true. I feel like I wanted to kind of confirm something for you. That's the way you create. Oh, beautiful image that I get. It's sort of like the hummingbird. This is sort of what I'm like, the energy of you maybe. the hummingbird. Hummingbird flaps around, moves around, doesn't like, if you ever trap a hummingbird, it will die. It's not meant to be trapped. It's not meant to be like and being captured and being put in a restraining, like, no, you have to create a certain way. You, my friends, are able to create in different, like, I almost want to say different dimensions, in different areas. And that's how it is. And if you swerve around from here to here and here, that's okay. I want to say that maybe that's something you need to heal and accept from yourself. You have a lot of creativity in you. You have a lot of being able to foster all your dreams coming through. And so where are you being called to journey to? It's just sort of what it is. There's going to be you go from the pollen to the honey. There's still going to be I feel like there's almost like a magic of you creating from basic things into something more. Like, you, let's say, get all the ingredients, right? Like the flour, the sugar, and the milk, and you somehow combine and create them into making the most delicious cake ever. And I feel that's what it is. It's like the journey is you have all these gifts. How do you combine them to make this amazing abundance for yourself? That is the journey here for you. That is sort of like how you come about. And there's more than one answer to that question. And just so you know, so it's sort of like there's more to it. So surrender, denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. And so maybe this Page of Cups is a little bit of denial, because again, it's sort of like the eyes are closed and here you're having this mask. Trying to maybe if like I said, if you are the type of person who needs to jump around a little bit, maybe stop denying yourself that ability. It's sort of like, accept who you are. And then surrender your attachment to results. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. And that's the King of Swords. I feel like there's too much, you don't want to overanalyze things. You kind of want to let go too. It's sort of like, and here we have surrender to wonder and awe. So open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. The attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. Whew. I'm actually like, I can feel that. So once you open to the magic of every moment and the sense the awe and wonder in all of life, right? That flow is your natural creativity. It's just, I really just feel like you are meant to create something. But I feel like maybe sometimes you're like, I have to get a certain result. Or sometimes you're like, oh no, I'm not really you might be denying that you have some sort of a bump in the road. Whatever it is, it's okay. I just really want to say that. Let's see what advice we have. We're going to be using the Mystic's Dream Affirmation, and I'm also going to be using, this is by Moon Moth Goddess, the Mystic Dream Affirmation cards, and Love You Affirmations is by Gifted Soul 777. Both you can find on Etsy. Let's see what it's all about. So, I am confident in my abilities. I think that's something you need to help gain more confidence in that. I celebrate myself, and I also wanted to say I celebrate my gifts, because you do have many gifts to give the world and to more than you. And I believe in me. Yes, I wonder if that. Oh, look, I am open to new opportunities. I wonder if for me, I feel like it feels like probably you were told that it's sort of like nope. Like I keep saying that you're like nope, you move around too much, or you're I feel like your spirit is so like the hummingbird. I keep seeing you move around, and I then I keep seeing a teacher or a parent or somebody telling you can't move around that much. It's like you have to stay in your seat or something like that, and you're like no, because you have this amazing energy to you. I almost want to say don't listen to this. Oh, I am a boss. Yes, you are. You are a boss, and you're the boss of your life. You're the boss of you. Good vibes only. My relationships are healthy and prosperous. Okay, I think that's an important thing. I am lovable. Yeah, there's a sense of, I almost feel like needing to heal that. It's sort of like you have to work on that a lot. There's a lot of, like, I feel like if you can keep on healing, keep on working on your healing, you're gonna totally get that. Because, thank you for that one. Thank you. I am enough. This is what I'm seeing here. So I'm gonna tell you something that maybe you may or may not like get it. Or maybe what it is. I feel like part of if you have trouble with, if like you're feeling scarcity, or if you feel like there's a lack of abundance, it is not because, I feel like there's a sense of you're not valuing yourself. It's sort of like you, and I keep like, it really feels like it was something from your childhood, where you're trying to make up for things, where you don't like, could be that you don't charge enough or something like that, but you don't feel like you are enough. Like, you don't feel like, it's good enough. So that's sort of like, I almost feel like you undervalue yourself, and you undervalue your gifts. And I feel like that, and like in your talents, you undervalue all your talents, and think that that's a big thing that you need to work on in order to attract the abundance that you want, because you have many, many, many gifts. I can see the many talents, many ways of like, of being able to bring in, like, I could see you bringing in abundance in so many different ways. But maybe you don't charge enough for your services. Maybe you just are like, maybe you do that, but you're like, for example, maybe you do readings for a family, but you're like, I can never do it for professional, like in a professional way. I'm like, no, you can. You have these gifts. You have to, I almost feel like, trust and believe in yourself, really. And that's something that I feel like you need to hear. So I do hope you like this reading. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and please do consider subscribing. It just really helps the channel grow, and I have to be honest, it helps me keep coming back for more. Like, I'm like, because it is what it is. But anyways, thank you so much for being here. I feel very honored that I was able to read your cards, and you really are amazing. I hope you know that. If somebody didn't value your beautiful hummingbird energy, it's like, it's okay. That's just them, and then you're just you. Like, it's okay. Don't take it to heart. You're awesome. Okay, I am sending you a giant hug, and until I see you in the next one, bye bye, my dear friends. My friends from group 3. I'm so happy that you are here. Yay. So let's see what we can do to this, to get this more abundance into your life. And it's been like every pile has something different, and I'm enjoying quite a lot. So you chose the cherry. So you have good fortune, you have reincarnation, renewal. What I am seeing here, and with this openness and everything, what I'm seeing here though for you is sort of like, you already have abundance. Like the cherries here, it's like, I feel like you have a lot of abundance. Maybe you're not aware of it, or maybe you're looking at it separate, but rather in the whole. I want to say like a very practical thing that I'm going to say. It's like considering consolidating your debt. If you have debt, consolidating it like in one of those. It's like totally practical. I'm not a finance, like I don't actually, like, this is just me intuitively, but I do feel like that's something the spirit wants you to say. So I'm going to tell you this practical thing. Find like one of those like balance transfers, like that has 0% and then pay it off slowly. Like that, I'm just saying that, but I'm really not a financial or like a business or like any of that at all. And this is for entertainment purposes only. Sorry, I just had to put it out there because I'm like, I don't want to get sued. I don't have money, so please, like, I'm working, like, this reading is also for me, so I'm there with you. And probably since this is the one, I'm going to say the same thing. So this one is probably my deck. I mean, probably my pile, actually, is what I meant to say. So there's a sense of renewal, incarnation, good fortune. And so, like, for me, it feels like you have abundance. You may just not, it seems like almost like you're wasting some of the abundance. And I'm not being like harsh at all. It's just like I'm seeing the basket and I'm seeing it like the this beautiful cherry is just kind of like falling on the ground. And so let's look at that. Let's look at what we have with others. Like there's a sense of quiet here. And so for me, the quiet is like meditation, but it's also almost like, it's also the harp is like angels coming through here. Like I feel like there's like guidance. Maybe you're not hearing it. There's like a sense of, and that's maybe why the meditation is needed. It's sort of like you need to calm the mind. You need to calm like the fear, the worries, the like the not enough, the not enough. There's not enough. I need more. Not enough. Not enough. We need to quiet that down, and then being open to the answers here. I feel like I do have to say that we're gonna have to work. We're gonna work here with the bee. But I feel like what I'm seeing here for you is that like spirit, like that flower is like life. This is like spirit, God, or whatever it is that you believe in. It's available to you. I almost want to say like right there for you if you are willing to put in the work here. And the work here is almost being like open to I would say something that is unexpected, not something that you thought of, and maybe even here asking for help might be something you need to do. Putting in the work though, definitely, because the bee is there, but it's almost like you have the answers. I feel like you have the answers already within you, and I do feel like you have the abundance there. So maybe for some of you, being careful with how you spend, because like I almost want to say, and this is what I'm actually seeing here, I almost want to say to you, like rather than spend on the right now, kind of see how you can put something down in order to like how do I say it, like reinvest it, right? Invest, like these to me are all different possibilities. I almost want to say like in each possibility you can plant different trees, and each one is going to grow into a beautiful tree and give you a whole bunch of new like cherries, and so that to me is like abundance. So I feel like planting ideas, planting like like using your money wisely, or like using your abundance wisely, not spending it frivolously. And I'm not saying like, it's not a judgment here. It's sort of like just sort of what I'm saying here. It's sort of like you have these things, you have potential to make out of this a whole forest of cherry or a whole forest of abundance. But you have to also put in the work and listening to the quiet, listening to the voice of your intuition. This is very interesting to me. Oh, it's so funny because I can see here already. I can see that this is totally, right now my mood is like for like the last couple of like weeks, we're getting over stuff, but it's also been like this Four of Cups energy just kind of keeps following me. And so it's really hard. Well, let's talk about the Four of Cups energy. The Four of Cups energy is sort of like, it's when I like to think about it as when you have a delicious piece of cake, but it just doesn't elicit the same like excitement that it used to, or like it's like doing something you love, but it no longer gives you that satisfaction. It's a sense of that apathy. And so, but this is an interesting one because this is a Four of Cups, but you almost see like this little buddy here, like contemplating, being almost like curious. And I feel like curiosity is going to be very good for you. That's sort of like having this sense of curiosity. So what I'm seeing is that you have abundance, you have the ability to create abundance. It's sort of, but it's almost like you have to be open to new ideas. I also have to say that, like I said, there's going to be work to be done here. The Seven of Pentacles, you're going to have patience. It's not like you're going to plant those cherry trees. It takes years for them to grow into actual, like a cherry forest. It's going to be a lot, but it's going to take some time. And that's not a bad thing. It almost feels like, for me, it's like you get to kind of, I feel like what I'm seeing here is like, try different things. But there is a need for taking action. So it's not just that you're like, oh, you're just waiting around. No, you have to actually, like, I can't keep expressing how much I'm saying it. You have to do the work here as well. Choosing, right? Choosing, knowing that it's going to take some time, and then trying to see where this Ace of Cups is coming from. Right? There's an offer here coming through. The Queen of Swords is having this sense of clarity and being able to, I want to say, cut away things that aren't really helping, right? Like, for me, sometimes I watch way too much. Like, I binge watch, you know me, I love to watch like K-dramas or Japanese dramas or Chinese dramas. I'm a Viki.com kind of like a person that just goes through, like, oh my goodness, really into like Chinese dramas right now. really into them, especially the ones that are like set in historical time periods. Oh, so cool. Anyways, so spending too much time on that. I need to cut that out, because that's taking away time for me to create, and I feel that that's for you as well. We spend a little too much time in our daydreaming space, which is not bad. I don't think daydreaming is bad, especially if you see different opportunities and you get new ideas and you get excited about them. But what is spending a little bit too much time there, not enough clarity, cutting things that are not serving you. And then the Wheel of Fortune, though, is also just trusting here. It's almost to feel like it's sort of like the universe is guiding you here. It's sort of like there's good luck coming your way. So it's sort of not like, I keep seeing here with this flower, sorry that I'm getting here, but it keeps seeing with this flower, it's sort of like the flower is available to you. I feel like I almost want to say like spirit and like a God or like your ancestors or whatever it is. It's almost like there's a divine quality to this. There's sort of like good luck is on your way, but you have to be aware of this Ace of Cups that's available to you. And there's like also this sense of cutting away things that are not serving us. I get that. And with this is going to be a perfect segue into like what is working for us actually. What is working for us? Like, what is working for the collective of group 3 to attract more abundance into their life? Yep, walking away. Yep. That's totally here. What is working for the collective of group? And then we have strength. And then what is blocking the collective of group 3? I feel like this is also like my reading from like what is blocking the collective of group 3 from like attaining their abundance, like attaining abundance. What is blocking our way? What is blocking our way? I just shuffle. Let's do the shuffle magic. So what is blocking the collective of group 3? That's blocking the collective of group 3 from attaining. Oh, it's so funny. Why am I laughing? There's also a 6 of Pentacles. There's a give and take. And so we'll get to that, but walking away from so what's helping is walking away from things that aren't really serving you. And that's for me the Queen of Swords, cutting away things that isn't really helping us anymore. Like I said, like binge watching, not so good, my friends. Then we have the Strength card. And so the Strength card is, for me, really in here, it's sort of like a perseverance. It's moving forward. It's sort of like, okay, this isn't working. Even here, you choose different things and you try different methods, and it's like, okay, maybe that didn't work, but keep okay, that didn't work. What did I learn from it? let's move to the next thing. And I feel like that's what I'm seeing, like a sense of perseverance with that strength card. And for me, that's interesting is that the high priestess, and even here, like the wheel of fortune, though, it's like we have the wheel of fortune working for us, and then there's the wheel of fortune that's kind of also blocking it. So maybe there's some, I'm gonna say that maybe there's a sense of needing like to divine timing here. The high priestess, though, is maybe that we're too focused on how do I say it? Like the high priestess for me can be sometimes we're too focused on like intuitive, like not that intuition is a bad thing. It's okay. What I would say is sometimes we want to know the answer. Sometimes we like, part of the reason why like I don't necessarily like I do this, but I don't necessarily like doing the what's happening this week, or even let's like the 30 days I like more, because it's sort of like here's the energy, here's what you should look out for. But wanting to know what's going to happen, it's like it's sort of like you know, like I used to, way back then, I used to do a lot of like divination for myself. I would be like, okay, it didn't feel right. I asked, and that's sort of why this is important to me. Like why instead of like what do we need to do? Like I want a more practical, like I want to be able to help, like more practical, substantial readings. That's what I'm kind of gearing towards, I think. And so I want to be able to help myself. And I feel like that's kind of what it is. I don't necessarily want to predict how is this going to happen. And sometimes it's good to do it, but sometimes it's sort of like you're focusing too much on the future, not enough on being the present here. And so I feel like that's what I'm feeling here is for you. This is blocking you, focusing too much on like what's to happen, trying to divine, trying to figure out what's going to happen in the future. We don't know. Really focusing on the now. That's what I'm seeing here. And overall here, there's a sense of understanding that there's a need for balance of giving and receiving. And so a lot of us, we are very much givers. And so, thank you. Sorry, why am I laughing? It's because I'm like, because we much are givers, and I feel like now I understand this. There's like, and even here with this Four of Cups, it makes all perfect sense. Spirit, God, angels, whoever it is, whoever you believe in, it doesn't matter. They're giving us this abundance. Even here, that the flower is there. It's available for us to take. We just have to take from the flower, right, the pollen, and create the honey. And I feel like it's sort of like this. Look at it, this abundance that's already available to us. There's the Ace of Cups that's available to us, but we're closing our eyes to it. We're not allowing it. So I feel like what I'm seeing here for us is sort of, and it really is for me, like I am taking this pile as my own as well. So what I'm seeing here for us is that we already have the abundance available to us, but we keep ignoring it. We keep kind of letting it drop. We keep kind of like we're not seeing it. And we might not be seeing it because we're so focused on maybe trying to figure out like in the future. But I would like to see. So I'm glad that we have that clarification, but I want to know why. Why are we not seeing it? Like, what is it? What is it that we are not able to see this, like the opportunities, the things that are coming, the opportunities or the abundance that is coming? What is like literally like, what is it that is blocking us from seeing it? Why are we not seeing it? What is it that is like, why are we not seeing it? King of Cups. Why is it that we're not seeing it? Okay. I feel like, okay, so I'm glad we're doing this, because I do feel like we need to clarify. We are here, Yeah, this actually explains it perfectly here, but it's the same thing. It's sort of like we're closing our eyes, and again, we're closing off to the help. I feel like there's help being available to us, but maybe it's a sense of the King of Cups with his eyes closed. The King of Cups is it's for me, it's almost like our emotions, again, too, like focusing on our emotions somehow. It almost feels like we're a little too focused on the spirituality, which is not a bad thing at all. Like I said, the high priest is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's sort of like we're forgetting the practicality. We're too focusing on, maybe for some of us trying to save the world, when we first, like, beautiful, the chakras, right? How we work on the chakras. The first one is so important, the base chakra. We have to take care of our physical needs, right? We have to have a safe home, of food, shelter, water, like having that sense of like that foundation. We're lacking this because I feel like we're too, like, in our spiritual realm, and which is not a bad thing, like I said, but we're kind of forgetting that we are very much physical, and so we need to take care of our physicality. And this is actually, I'm going to say something even more important here, because it's not just the abundance that is coming through, because I'm also hearing is that we're not taking care enough of our bodies, of our health here as well. So we have to, like, be aware of that. There needs to be a balance here, even here, between like our physical self and our spiritual self. There has to be this balance, and being willing to accept it. And then the Ace of Wands here is almost like, yes, there's a passion, and being aware of like opportunities that are coming. I feel like there's ideas coming through. So if you have ideas, you have things, follow through with them. Yeah. Like I said, we have to put in the work. We do. And listening to our intuition, though, because it's the quiet, listening to the guidance too. I feel like, because when we ask for help, right? Maybe asking for help. But when we ask for help, it is always given to us. I really think, and that's why I'm like, yes, I know I'm in the Four of Cups, and I understand that there's an Ace of Cups for me. But I keep and I know this. It's a very uncomfortable feeling. It's not as bad as, like, let's say the Nine of Swords or Ten of Swords, but this is the energy where I'm like, I don't, like, I want to get out of it, and I feel like it's maybe allowing myself to be in this space and being able to see. I do really like this. I hope this makes sense to you. I'm like, yes, I'm doing a reading for myself, but I really want you to see this, because I feel like Spirit is telling us, yes, we are capable of getting the things that we want. I also want to say, like, with that Four of Cups there, is sort of like accepting, yes, that's going to take some time with the Seven of Pentacles, but really cutting away things that are not really helping us, like certain binge watching, like I like to do. Or if we are feeling, because, yeah, that's sort of just what it is. And maybe noticing the small blessings, everyday blessings that we have. This might be really helpful. So let's see what helps us, what will help us get more of this abundance. Okay. Okay, and then we have, what is that we need to surrender? What is it that we need to surrender for the collective Earth group? So just sort of, what do we need to surrender? What do we need to surrender? And it's funny, because I do think that is, sorry, it's a whole lot of stuff. I know how I am. Okay, So we are, so this is what's helping us. So we have Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. So we need to like, and like, this is sort of what I'm saying. We need to plant those seeds, right? It's not going to be overnight that it's going to sprout and grow, but we need to start laying the foundation. We need to start laying like the seeding the light. And so it might even be something that's even more. And you actually see, look at this, like little people gathering around, like all of that, right? And that's sort of what we need to do. Like, and for me, it's sort of like, these are all abundant projects, all sprouting up. And then there's answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? And so maybe that Seven of Cups is there because we're just like right here, you can see Seven of Cups, is that we don't really know what we want to do. But it really is like listening to that call, that group one might be something you might want to watch, but it is a soul calling that is like, maybe you don't know yet. And so we need to quiet our mind, be open to the different ideas that come through here, the offerings that are being offered to us, and then we'll know. So what is your soul calling you to do though? We need to call that. And then we have trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? And so this is also like kind of like going from this Five of Pentacles into the Six of Pentacles. It's like accepting the help that's being offered. I do feel like Spirit is very much, Spirit, God, angels, ancestors, whomever, is very much supporting us. And so, but we're not receiving it. We're not allowing ourselves to see it. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what we need to surrender. So surrender to trust. Surrender. Trust yourself and your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinion on what to do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. Again, it's the right path. Why? If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Trust your path. It is like, again, it is like trust. You really have to trust. You're being guided. I feel that too. I feel like aren't necessarily, maybe we're afraid of the path that we need to go. Maybe we're trying to like, we're trying too hard. I feel like there's a sense of like, yeah, trying too hard somehow and not really enjoying what we're doing. So surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationship. Practice expressing your need and remember that no is a complete sentence. So maybe if you are like, if people, I actually would even say, I kind of want to say set limits to yourself too a little bit. Yeah, like setting boundaries to get things done, I guess. I feel like it's almost like, maybe taking on too much of other people's energies maybe, but I feel like it's sort of like saying, what will you say yes to and what will you say no to? And I feel like what the yes is what you really want and the no is what's just kind of distracting you from the yes. I hope that makes sense. And surrender to wonder and awe. This is sort of like from group 2. So if maybe group pile 2 was something that you might want to listen to, you might want to listen to that. Open to the magic of everyday moments and sense the awe and wonder in your life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy and flow. And this is very important for us, like open the magic of everyday moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. Instead of like being in this state of apathy, like I said, noticing and being like grateful for all the little things really is here. And then surrender to your attachment to results. So the formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of results. Holding too tightly to desired outcome can sabotage it. Yeah, we like maybe that's also why we have this. I mean, like I understand why I get the Four of Cups actually when you put that in there. It's like I wanted a certain, like I had a vision or I have a vision of how things are supposed to be or how I wanted them to work out, but they didn't work out in that manner, in that way, or like it's a lot harder than I thought it would be. and so there's a sense of dissatisfaction that comes from that. So that's where I guess the little things, if we can celebrate the little small, like little things, I think that will be a big thing. And then surrendering to like that you're going on the right path. And then we have surrender to play. So take a break from overthinking a goal, do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. And I feel like that's important for us too. Oof. So we were overthinking this goal, like the abundance. If you're so focused on like, oh my goodness, I'm like, I want more abundance, but you're focusing really, when you're focusing on the I want more abundance, you're actually focusing on not having the abundance. And so that maybe just that you're over, like it's like it gets to be too much, and then there is a sense of apathy because you're like because you have the 7 of Pentacles, which is then like, oh, you're trying to like, how come these flowers aren't growing, or how come the tree doesn't have the fruits yet? And so you're sort of like spending that whole time just watching it grow, and you're like, it's really, it can be very frustrating if you just stay there and watch a tree grow. Like you can enjoy it, like every once in a while you're like, oh look, it's going this way. I'm talking because I planted some seeds, and it's like, oh my goodness. So you first see, it's really exciting, you're like, okay, it passes by, you plant the seed, you're like, oh my goodness, then you see the first leaves, and you're like, oh my goodness, this is so exciting. And then it'll take a while for it to grow. It doesn't grow overnight, or maybe like it takes a while. And so I feel like that's where you're also getting frustrated. I get it. Like I said, this is totally my pile. I'm hearing all those things that I'm seeing, and I'm going to have to rewatch this because when I speak, I just speak. And so I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to rehear all this. But now we're going to be using the affirmations, the Mystic Dream Affirmations cards by Moon Moth Goddess, and also the Love You Affirmations by Gifted Soul 777. Both of them you can find on Etsy. Let's see what affirmations we can help the collective of group 3. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, okay. Look at this. Okay. And so we have, I am disciplined and focused. And I think that's something that we do. We have, like, there is a sense of wanting to be disciplined and focused, but also then releasing, not trying to like force things. I am successful in all that I do. We look at this. I forgive my past and let it go. I get that, because I'm like, yes. I'm like, oh, a lot of times when I'm like, I wish I would have done something different. No, we need to let it go. I'm in alignment with the universe. And I feel like we are. That's why this Wheel of Fortune is working for us. But it's only when but it can also be like, if there's a blockage, it might also be for our welfare as well. Let's see what the Love You affirmations are coming for you for the collective of group 3. Retreat. I disconnect from the rest of the world so that I can rest, rejuvenate, and cleanse and meditate. Meditate is very important for us. But even here, there's a sense of, again, surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking. Go do something fun. Playtime and recreation and rejuvenation. And sort of rejuvenation is very necessary here. So for some of you, my group 3, we need to like rest and relax here. I am a winner. Oh, yes, we need to hear that, because we really are. I am successful in all that I do. I am a winner. Whew. See what other stuff. Oh, that was it. What else is there? And one more card. What's so interesting? Look at that. Here we have, okay, I wanted one more, but we have that. So we have the divine timing. So, dear divine, grant me the patience, understanding, and wisdom needed to wait for my blessings. Everything is unfolding for my highest good behind the curtains. All will be revealed when I am truly ready to receive. After all, the best inventions took time to perfect. And this is it, divine timing. Yes, this is the 7 of Pentacles. We're trying to rush through things, and Spirit is saying no. And so what I really, so like, I'm like, so what am I doing to attract abundance? What you need to attract abundance is plant those seeds and let them grow naturally. Allow yourself to have time to have fun. Put in the work, but also allow yourself to have fun and not focusing so much on the outcome. Like, I almost feel like the universe has got you. We don't need to and I'm, like I said, I'm hearing this as well. The universe has got you here. I am one with the universe. It even says here, I'm in alignment with the universe. If you trust, if you have this trust, if you surrender, and this, here, you surrender to trust, right here, trust yourself and your decisions. Don't be swayed or other people, strong or patient. Take action and confident that you've chosen the right path. If you trust in yourself and you trust in the universe, things are going to work out here. Because look, it says right here, prosperity. Abundance is my birthright. So there is abundance already around you, but we're blocking it. We're blocking it. And there's ways for us to even plant more abundance so we can be even more abundant in the future. Wow. But I really feel like there's a need for rest and rejuvenation here as well. So I hope you liked this reading. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up and please do consider subscribing. It just helps the channel grow and it helps me keep coming back for more. Because like I said, I'm like 4 of Cups energy big time recently. So it's hard. It is hard. But I thank you so much because I feel so honored that I was able to read your cards. And I hope you were prosperity comes for all of us, right? I am sending you a giant hug. And until I see you in the next one, bye-bye, my dear friends.